Listen carefully. Right now, your life is about to change. Your entire existence, everything you've become, everything you have, and everything you will become depends on one thing: the conversation you're having with yourself right now. That voice in your head, the one that tells you what you can and can't do, what is possible and impossible, that is the key to your transformation. Let me tell you something extraordinary about your brain. Every thought you have creates a biochemical response in your body. Every word you say to yourself activates specific neural networks in your brain. When you wake up each morning and say to yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this," you're not just having a thought, you're programming your neural circuits to create that very reality. The miracle is that your brain cannot distinguish between what is happening in your environment and what you're thinking about. That's why when you change your thoughts, you are actually changing the structure of your brain. This is not philosophy, this is pure neuroscience. Your thoughts have that much power. I'm going to share with you a challenge that will revolutionize your life in just 3 days. Just 3 days. That's all it takes to start reprogramming your brain for success. But remember, these will not be ordinary days. These will be days of conscious, intentional conversation with yourself, days that will shake the very foundation of your reality. You see, most people live their entire lives on autopilot, allowing the past to program their future. They wake up with the same thoughts, triggering the same emotions, leading to the same behaviors, creating the same experiences, day after day. But you are about to break that loop. When you change the way you talk to yourself, you change your brain. When you change your brain, you change your energy. When you change your energy, you change your life. It's as simple and profound as that. Think about this. Every great achievement in human history began with someone saying yes to themselves when the whole world was saying no. Every breakthrough, every creation, every victory began with an inner dialogue that challenged reality. Right now, you are either reinforcing your limits or breaking them. You are programming your brain for success or programming it to repeat the same old things. There is no middle ground. Your conversation with yourself is either lifting you up or holding you back. In the next 3 days, you will learn how to become the architect of your own destiny by using your inner dialogue precisely and purposefully. You will understand how to speak to yourself in a way that truly changes the circuitry of your brain, alters your body chemistry, and transforms your personal reality. This is not positive thinking. This is neural restructuring. This is not temporary motivation. This is permanent transformation. This is becoming superhuman, stepping beyond the limits of the past, and entering the quantum field of infinite possibilities. Are you ready? Because once you understand this and truly apply it, there will be no turning back to your old self. The next 3 days will create waves in your consciousness, waves that will spread into waves of transformation in every area of your life. To understand more clearly, let's look at what is really happening in your brain right now. Each morning when you wake up, and in the first few minutes, your mind starts the familiar loop. You're thinking the same thoughts you thought yesterday and the day before and the day before that. These aren't random thoughts, they are a program running automatically, shaping your entire reality. Here's what is really happening. Your brain processes about 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts every day. But here's the shocking part. 90% of those thoughts are exactly the same as the thoughts you had yesterday. You are thinking yourself into the same life, day after day, through this automatic loop. Do you realize how you've been talking to yourself today? Reflect on that. Your negative self-talk is not just words in your head. When you tell yourself, "I'm not ready, I'm not capable, I'm not smart enough," your body believes every word of it. Your brain releases stress chemicals, your genes express differently, your immune system changes, your energy decreases, all because of the words you are saying to yourself, perhaps even without realizing it. Think about this. Every time you have a thought, you create a chemical. If you have a fearful thought, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. If you have an angry thought, different chemicals flood your system. Your thoughts are actually creating your biological state. And here's the important part. Your body doesn't know the difference between an actual experience and an experience you're just thinking about. You have unconsciously conditioned your body to become addicted to these negative emotional states. That's why change is so difficult. Your body is literally fighting to maintain these familiar chemical states, even if they're causing you distress. It's like being addicted to your personal emotional pharmacy. Your limiting beliefs are not the truth. They are simply thoughts you've thought so many times that they have become rigid in your neural circuits. When you think, "I'm not good with money, relationships always end badly for me, I'll never lose weight," these are not the truth, they're just neural networks that have become stronger through repetition. Every time you repeat these thoughts, you're strengthening these neural pathways. It's like walking along the same path through a field. The more you walk, the clearer the path becomes. Your brain is truly shaped by your habitual thinking. That's why most people keep creating the same life circumstances over and over again. They are thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and thus attracting the same experiences. But here's the amazing thing about your brain. It has the ability to adapt. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself based on your thoughts and experiences. This means you're not stuck with your current neural pathways. You can create new pathways. You can actually think yourself into a new state of existence. It's not just changing your mindset, we're also changing our biology. So how does this happen? Let's dive into the science. The problem is, most people wait for something in their external world to change before they change their inner dialogue. They want to feel confident before they start talking to themselves confidently. They want to see success before they begin thinking like a successful person. But that's backwards. Your outer reality is a reflection of your inner dialogue. Your repeated thoughts are creating your future right now. Right now, your conversation with yourself is programming you for success or programming you to repeat the same old things. There is no middle ground. Every thought is either bringing you closer to what you want or keeping you stuck where you are. That's why being aware of your current mental state is so important. You can't change what you're not aware of. And awareness is the first step to breaking free from the automatic patterns that have run your life on autopilot. Let me show you what happens in your brain when you start directing your conversation with purpose and intention. There's a principle in neuroscience that says, neurons that fire together wire together. This means that every time you have a thought, you're either reinforcing existing neural connections or creating new ones. When you begin to talk to yourself in a new way, something remarkable happens. Your brain actually starts to reorganize itself. It's like upgrading the operating system of a computer, except this computer is your mind. Every positive thought, every powerful affirmation you say to yourself is not just words. They are electrical signals activating in your brain, creating new neural pathways. Let me make this practical for you. When you wake up tomorrow morning and instead of saying, "I'm tired," or "I don't want to get up," you say with certainty, "I'm excited for today," or "I'm full of energy," you're not just using different words, you're activating different neural networks. You're activating different genes. You're changing the chemistry of your brain. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Your brain cannot tell if you are actually experiencing something or if you are just thinking about it with enough emotional intensity. That's why Olympic athletes can improve their performance just by visualizing their exercises. They are actually programming their neural networks through focused mental rehearsal. The same principle applies to your conversation with yourself. When you combine intentional, clear self-talk with elevated emotions, you're not just thinking different thoughts, you're teaching your body a new way of being. You're creating what scientists call a new neural signature. This is how people make quantum leaps in their lives. They're not just changing their thoughts, they're changing their entire state of existence. Think about this. Every time you have a thought, it's like dropping a pebble into the quantum field of infinite possibilities. The waves from that thought ripple out into the quantum field, attracting similar frequencies back to you. This isn't mystical thinking, it's quantum physics. Your thoughts are energy and energy affects matter. When you start practicing focused self-talk with emotional intensity, you're no longer just thinking, you're broadcasting a specific electromagnetic signature into the quantum field. You're becoming a quantum creator. Your thoughts and words, charged with emotion, become the blueprint for your future reality. This is where emotional alignment becomes crucial. Simply saying positive things to yourself isn't enough. You need to feel the emotions that go with those words. When your thoughts and emotions are aligned, when what you're saying to yourself matches what you're feeling, you create a powerful, coherent state. In this state of coherence, your heart and brain are working in perfect sync. This isn't a metaphor, it's measurable. Scientists can actually detect this harmony between heart waves and brain waves. And when you're in this state, you become a powerful broadcaster of new possibilities. Let me explain what this means for your everyday life. When you wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, "I am worthy of greatness," or "I am capable of extraordinary things," and you feel the truth of those words in every cell of your body, you're not just engaging in positive thinking, you're actually rewiring your neural circuits and changing your energy field. That's why focused self-talk is so powerful. It's not just about replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. It's about creating a new energetic signature that becomes your new normal. It's training your brain to fire in new patterns that support your desired reality. Think of it like tuning a radio to a new frequency. Right now, your brain is tuned to certain stations based on your habitual thinking. But through focused self-talk, you can tune into new frequencies. The frequencies of abundance, health, success, and joy. And the more you practice this, the stronger those new frequencies become. The key is consistency and emotional intensity. You can't do this halfway. You need to speak to yourself with such clarity and conviction that your body has no choice but to respond. This is how you begin to create lasting change at the cellular level. Remember, every word you say to yourself is either reinforcing your current reality or creating a new one. There is no middle ground. You're either using your self-talk to elevate your life or to maintain your current circumstances. Let me make it very clear exactly what you'll be doing over the next 3 days. This is your transformation protocol, and you need to follow it precisely. These 3 days will be unlike any other days you've lived before, because you will become aware of every word you say to yourself. Let's start with your morning ritual. The moment you open your eyes, and I mean the very moment before you check your phone, before you think about your problems, before you do anything else, you will place your hand over your heart. This physical gesture signals to your body that something new is happening. In this state between sleep and wakefulness, your brain is most receptive to new programming. During the first 20 minutes of your day, you will speak to yourself with intentional, powerful words, not just in your head, but in a whisper or soft voice. Today is the day I break free from my past. Today my new life begins. Every cell in my body is awakening to a new possibility. Feel these words. Let them sink into every cell of your body. During these mornings, you must maintain absolute focus. If your mind wanders to your problems or your to-do list, gently bring it back. This is not meditation. This is active brain programming. You are laying down new neural pathways. You are creating new patterns in your brain circuitry. Next comes the afternoon reinforcement. Between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., your brain enters another phase of receptivity. This is your second window of opportunity. Find a quiet place, your car, an empty office, even a restroom if needed. Spend 5 minutes reconnecting with your morning declarations. Here's the important part. In the afternoon, you'll add physical movement. As you speak to yourself, walk with purpose, move your arms with intention. Your body needs to feel these words. Remember, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your entire state of being. Throughout the day, you must catch your automatic negative self-talk. The moment you hear yourself say, "I can't," or "This is too hard," stop immediately. Replace those words with, "I am capable," or "I find solutions easily." Don't let a single negative thought slip by unchallenged. Every thought matters. Every word has power. The evening protocol is where the magic of reinforcement happens. Between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., your brain naturally begins to process the experiences of the day. This is your time for review and reinforcement. Sit quietly for 15 minutes, place your hand on your heart again, and reflect on your wins of the day, no matter how small. Speak to yourself with gratitude and anticipation. Say, "Today I created new neural pathways. Today I moved closer to my new reality. Tomorrow will bring even greater transformation." Feel the truth of these words in your body. Let the emotions build. This emotional state is essential for neural reinforcement. This is why these time windows are so crucial. Your brain operates in natural cycles of peak receptivity. By aligning your self-talk practices with these windows, you're maximizing the impact of every word you say to yourself. You're working with your brain's natural rhythm instead of against it. During these days, you must maintain what I call state management. This means being continuously aware of your emotional state. If you feel yourself slipping into old patterns, use your breath. Take 3 deep breaths and remind yourself, I am in the process of transformation. Every moment is an opportunity to reinforce my new reality. Keep a small notebook with you. Every time you catch yourself in negative self-talk, write it down, then write its replacement. This isn't just busy work. This is creating a physical record of your transformation. You are making the invisible visible. Every night before you sleep, review these notes. Speak your new powerful affirmations one final time. Let them be the last thoughts in your mind as you drift off. Your subconscious will work with those thoughts all night long. Remember, these 3 days aren't about perfection. They're about direction. You may fall back into old thought patterns. That's normal. The key is to catch yourself faster each time and redirect your self-talk immediately. This is a fully immersive experience. You're not just changing a few thoughts. You're creating new neural architecture. You're building new neural networks that support your new reality. Every word you say to yourself during these 3 days is either reinforcing this new architecture or falling back into old patterns. Don't underestimate the power of these specific time windows. They're like gateways of opportunity, moments when your brain is most receptive to new programming. Use them fully. Make every moment count. These 3 days can truly rewire your brain if you follow this protocol with commitment. Now let's talk about what's really happening inside your body when you begin this new model of self-talk. This isn't just a mental exercise. You are actually changing your biology with every word you say to yourself. Your body is a complex chemical factory, and your thoughts are the factory manager. When you achieve heart-brain coherence through positive self-talk, something remarkable happens. Your heart begins to create a rhythmic pattern that scientists can measure. This isn't a metaphor, it's measurable. Electromagnetic energy. Your heart actually has its own nervous system, and it sends more signals to your brain than your brain sends to your heart. When you place your hand on your heart and speak to yourself with kindness and strength, your heart rhythm becomes more coherent and ordered. This coherent state sends a signal to your brain that all is well. Your brain responds by reducing the production of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. That's why you feel a sense of calm and physical strength when you speak to yourself with intention. But it goes even deeper. When your stress hormones decrease, your body starts producing what I call the chemicals of capability: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. These aren't just feel-good chemicals. They're signals that tell your genes to express themselves differently. You're literally changing your genetic expression through your self-talk. Think about this. Every cell in your body has receptors that respond to these chemicals. When you tell yourself, I am strong, I am capable, I am worthy, you're not just speaking words, you're triggering a cascade of biological changes. Your cells begin to vibrate at a different frequency. They actually start to tune themselves to a new energetic signature. That's why people who master their self-talk often report feeling physically different. Their energy shifts, their presence changes, even their facial expressions transform. They're not just thinking differently, they are becoming biologically different. Your cells are always listening to your self-talk. When you consistently speak to yourself with power and purpose, your cells begin to expect these new chemical states. They start to crave the feel-good chemicals instead of the stress chemicals. This is how lasting transformation happens at the cellular level. The energy frequency of your cells shifts based on your thoughts and words. When you're in a state of fear or doubt, your cells vibrate at a lower frequency. But when you shift your self-talk to words of power and possibility, your cellular frequency rises. This isn't woo-woo, it's measurable, it's quantum physics. And when your cells are vibrating at these higher frequencies, they become more efficient at everything they do. They communicate better, they repair better, they even replicate better. You're literally upgrading your biological software through your self-talk. That's why consistency is so crucial during these 3 days. Every time you catch yourself in negative self-talk and shift to intentional, empowering self-talk, you're not just changing your mood, you're changing your biology. You're teaching your cells a new way of being. The reduction of stress hormones also profoundly impacts your immune system. When you're not flooding your body with stress chemicals, your immune system works better. Your body can focus on repair and regeneration instead of constantly reacting to perceived threats. Remember, your body doesn't know the difference between real and imagined stress. When you tell yourself, "I can't handle this," or "this is too much," your body reacts as if you're in real danger. But when you shift your self-talk to "I am capable," and "I handle challenges with ease," your body responds by creating an internal environment of strength and resilience. You're not just changing your mind, you're changing your entire biological system. Every word you say to yourself is either moving you closer to optimal cellular function or further away from it. There is no neutral self-talk. Every inner dialogue is creating biological change. Let me tell you something important. When you begin this new pattern of self-talk, your body will resist. You'll feel uncomfortable, you'll feel fake, your mind will try to pull you back into your familiar patterns. This is not weakness. This is your body's chemical addiction to your old emotional states. Your body has become addicted to your familiar emotional patterns. It's been getting regular doses of certain chemicals, stress, anxiety, self-doubt, and like any addict, it will crave its fix. When you begin feeding it new chemicals through your new self-talk, it will resist. This resistance is not just psychological, it's biological. In those moments of discomfort, remind yourself that this feeling of resistance is actually a sign that change is happening. It's like muscle soreness after a workout. It means you're breaking down old patterns to build new ones. The discomfort you're feeling is your neural networks reorganizing themselves. You might hear a voice in your head saying, "This isn't working," or "You're just fooling yourself." Recognize it for what it is, your old programming fighting for survival. Your old patterns of self-talk are like deeply worn trails in your brain. When you try to create new paths, the old ones will call to you. They'll feel easier, more familiar. Here's what's really happening. Every time you resist the pull of your old emotional addictions and stick with your new self-talk, you are strengthening new neural pathways. You are literally building a new brain. The discomfort you're feeling is only temporary. It's the labor pain of your new self being born. Watch for signs of transformation. They might be subtle at first. You may notice you're sleeping better, your energy may shift, you may find yourself naturally sitting up straighter, breathing deeper. These are signs that your new self-talk is taking root on a biological level. The wall of doubt you may hit around day 2 is not a sign to stop. It's a sign that you're breaking through. This is when your body's emotional addiction is fighting the hardest. This is when you may feel tired, irritable, even want to give up. Push through. This resistance is your old self dying and your new self being born. You'll know the transformation is happening when you start catching your negative self-talk faster. When you find yourself naturally redirecting into empowering self-talk without conscious effort. This means your new neural pathways are getting stronger. This is your new programming taking hold. Remember, the discomfort is temporary, but the transformation is permanent. Every time you feel resistance and choose your new self-talk anyway, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing the physical structure of your brain. You are literally becoming someone else at the cellular level. The key is to stay committed, especially when it feels hardest, when every fiber of your being wants to go back to old patterns. That's when you're on the brink of breakthrough. That's when transformation is closest. Don't let temporary discomfort steal your permanent change. This isn't about feeling good all the time, it's about staying committed to your new self-talk even when you don't feel good. That's what creates lasting change. That's what builds permanent new neural pathways. That's what transforms your biology forever. When you transform your conversation with yourself, you're not just changing you, you're changing the entire field of possibility around you. This isn't just personal development. It's a quantum transformation that impacts every aspect of your life and everyone around you. Watch what happens in your relationships when you start talking to yourself differently. You show up differently. People will begin to respond to you in new ways. They will feel the shift in your energy before you even say a word. Your presence alone will begin to influence the rooms you walk into. This isn't magic. It's the power of coherent energy influencing your quantum field. In your life, opportunities will begin to appear that weren't there before. Not because the world has changed, but because your new internal dialogue has tuned you into possibilities you were once blind to. You'll find yourself making decisions with more clarity, speaking with more authority, leading with greater confidence. Your new inner dialogue creates new external realities. Your health will begin to shift as well. When you change your self-talk, you change your stress response. Your immune system strengthens, your sleep becomes deeper, your digestion improves. People often report that chronic conditions they've struggled with for years begin to change. This isn't coincidence, it's the power of your new biology expressing itself through quantum entanglement. Your transformation affects the field of infinite possibility around you. Every thought you think, every word you say to yourself sends waves through the quantum field. You become a broadcasting antenna, transmitting new frequencies and attracting experiences and opportunities that match. You'll begin to notice synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that seem to support your new way of being. The right people will show up. The right opportunities will arise. Doors will open you didn't even know existed. This isn't luck, it's quantum mechanics at work. You're literally tuning yourself into a new frequency of possibility. Your new conversation with yourself doesn't just change your mind, it's changing the very fabric of your reality. You are no longer the person who began this journey. Your DNA is expressing differently, your energy field is vibrating at a new frequency, you are becoming someone who naturally attracts different experiences. That's why this work is so powerful. You're not just changing your own life, you're shifting the field of possibility for everyone around you. Your transformation becomes a catalyst for others. Your new way of being creates a template that makes it easier for others to transform too. This is how real change happens in the world, one transformed conversation at a time. Right now, you are standing at the threshold of transformation. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Every moment you wait is a moment you reinforce your old patterns. Every second you delay is a second you choose your old self over your new possibilities. Tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, you have a choice to make. Will you fall back into your old patterns of self-talk, or will you begin the most important conversation of your life? The one that will rewire your brain, rewrite your biology, and restructure your reality? This is exactly what you're going to do. The moment you wake up, before your feet touch the floor, place your hand on your heart, feel its rhythm, take 3 deep breaths, and begin your new dialogue with yourself. Say these words with every ounce of belief you possess. Today I step into my new reality. Today my thoughts create my new future. Today I become the person I know I am meant to be. Don't just say these words, feel them in every cell of your body. Let them vibrate through you. Let them shake loose everything that no longer serves you, all your old stories. This isn't a spiritual exercise, this is a rebirth. You are birthing a new self, an empowered self, a self no longer limited by your past. And remember, you are not doing this alone. There are millions of people across the planet awakening to the power of a transformed conversation with themselves. We are creating a wave of consciousness, a quantum shift that is impacting every corner of life on this planet. Do you want to be part of that wave? Do you want to be part of that transformation? So, start now. Begin your new conversation with yourself right now. Let your words be more than thoughts. Let them be seeds planting the reality you want to live in. And let your transformation be a beacon for others, a living example of the power of a changed conversation with self. Remember, you're watching Power Within, where we explore the depths of human potential and empower you to create the life of your dreams. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to our channel for more transformational content. And tell us in the comments, what shift will you make in your self-talk starting tomorrow? We want to hear your story. You have the power to create a life far beyond your wildest dreams. And it all begins with the conversation you have with yourself. So start that conversation now. Start creating your new reality now. We believe in you. We believe in your power. And we know you've got this.